Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we are going to learn how to achieve this design using Adobe Photoshop. If you are new to the channel, please don't forget to like and subscribe the video in order not to miss our next video. Without wasting much time, let us start. So we are going to start the lesson by setting our canvas. So we can do this by going to File, then New. Then we'll have this dialog, or we press Command N, the new shortcut, then we have this dialog. Then we set our canvas size. For the purpose of this video, I'm maintaining 5 by 5.5 inches with a resolution of 300. Then I hit on OK. Now we have our canvas set. In order not to waste time, I'm going to introduce some guides to the canvas. So with the help of my vertical ruler and horizontal ruler, I'm going to introduce some guides. Okay, so the purpose of the guides are to help me align my work very well. So once I have the guides, it is now time to start my design. I'm going to start the design by placing some files. So I'm going to place some files, and to do that, I'll go to File, then Place Embedded. And I'm going to locate the targeted file. So I'm going to browse and locate the targeted file. In this situation, this is it. Then I place. Once I have it placed, I'm going to scale it well. So I have this, then hit on enter. At this point, I'm going to add a little color to the background. So a solid color to the background. Let me use this color here and hit on OK. Then the image I just placed, I'm going to multiply it. So I go to I select the layer, then I choose multiply. Okay. Now I have this. Now I can change the color here. Let me change it a little bit. Okay. This is okay. At this point, what I'm going to do is, with the help of my ellipse tool, I'm going to draw a shape. Before, let me transform this a little bit. Okay. So with the help of my ellipse tool, I'm going to draw a shape. So I go to the shape, then with the elliptical tool, I select the ellipse, then I come to draw a circle. So V, the move tool selected, I position this very well. Now I'm going to transform this a little bit, or something like this is okay. Bring it somewhere here, as we can see. Then what I'm going to do here is, let me change the color. Let me change the color to something. Okay. All right. Now at this point, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to duplicate this ellipse layer, and the shortcut is Command J. So we can see I have the copy here. And after duplicating, I'm going to transform this and scale it a little bit down. So I hit on enter and change the color. Let me change the color here. So I have this now. Okay, so at this point what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply a gradient effect to the the first shape I drew. So I select the layer, then I right click, then I go to blending option. So at this point I go to gradient overlay, then I select my gradient. So I'll leave the hex in the video. Alright, with this gradient set, what I'm going to do is let me come back to this portion, then change this color to this. Okay, so I have this achieved now. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to select this background, this layer, and place another file. So I go to file and place another embedded file. So let me place this. Then I'm going to transform this and scale it up. So I'm going to scale this up. Alright, now once I have this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to blend this to the background. So I'm going to change the opacity to overlay. Let me flip it. Then reduce the blending mode to somewhere low. Some then is okay. Bring it here. Alright. Now at this point, what I'm going to do is with the help of my elliptical tool, I'm going to draw another shape. This time around, not a regular shape, but an irregular shape. So something like this. Then I transform it. So I have this achieved. Let me send this layer below. Okay, so I have this now. And at this point, what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the color of this to a gradient. So I double click, then I go to the gradient overlay. Now I'm going to change the gradient of this. Okay, so with this achieved, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to duplicate this shape, then scale it down. So the same idea, scale it a little bit down. Then I can now get rid of the overlay here so we can see what we are doing. So there is no gradient on what I duplicated. So I position it here. Now at this point, what I'm going to do is with the help of my before I draw any shape, what I'm going to do is I'm going to place an image here on top here so we get what we are doing. So I go to file, then place an embedded, then I place this image. So I'm placing this image here. Let me quickly transform it by flipping it. Then I scale it a little bit down. Then I'm going to clip this to the shape. I have this position as well. Right, so at this point, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring the main subject as well to the design. So I go to file, then place another embedded, and I bring the main subject image. This is it. I position this. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to send the subject at the back of this elliptical shape. So I select the layer and drag it below to this point. So as we can see, I have something like this. Let me send this back. Okay. And bring this here. Let me scale this a little bit up. I'm going to group my work. So before I group the work, let me position this here. Alright, at this point, what I'm going to do is I'm going to group my work. So I'm going to group um, this side. So it consists of 1, 2, 3. I'm going to group them. This is it. And give it a name C1. Then I come to this side, these two. So I can group these two. And give it a name cycle 1. Right. So now I'm going to group all these elements. So I'm going to group all as my background, my BG. Then open back the background. Then select on top here. Then go to select my rectangular tool and draw a rectangular shape on top here. So we have this. Right. So as we can see, we have achieved this now. We have this now. Now I'm going to change the color of this to white. Change the color to white. Hit on OK. Now at this point, what I'm going to do is I'm going to blend the edges of the image. So I make sure I select the image of the model, then select my layer mask. Then with my brush, so I'm going to soften the edges. If you want to learn how to mask, I have a video on how to mask and I'll leave it in the video. I have this here. Alright, let me bring this aside. Okay. Now at this point, now that I have my background, what I'm going to do is I'm going to introduce another shape. So the shape will be on top, the side. So with the help of my rectangular tool, I'm going to start the shape from this side down below, then round the edges of the shape as we can see. Then after rounding the edges of the shape, I'm going to change the color to white, then give it a transparent effect, something like this. Let me okay. So at this point, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create shapes. I'm going to create 3 shapes here. Okay, so I'm going to bring some of the details this side. So let me bring some of the details. Then send it a little bit back. I think this is okay. All right. Right. So at this point, what I'm going to do is, let me group this back. A background. Let me lock my background. Then the shapes I created here, I'm going to place some images on top. But before that, let me give it a design here. I'm going to break. Let me break this side and break this side as well. And finally, let me break this side. So I have this. So I'm going to place images here on these three shapes. Right. So at this point, after placing, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give the shape some outline. So I'm going to give them some stroke. So now we have this achieved now. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to add some information here this side. But before I add, let me group these images. So I'm going to group this. I have this as one component. Then for now, let me lock it because I'm not coming here. I'll come back later. Now at this point, I'm going to add some information, details here. So I go to my notes and copy some information that I have.